Alright, call hello, y'all, about Shimmy on Shy, man. Alright, first and foremost, man, before anything, I like to give all praise and glory to Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh, about Shimmy on Shy, okay? That was learning said I was an apostle of the great millstone, rule and taught me this truth, and a sincere citation unto the brethren, pushing this word through truth, sincerity, risking the life and freedom to do so. Alright, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, according to scripture and prophecy, okay? Along years like foreigners to your father's line. All right, today, man, I just had a crazy vision, man. Crazy ass vision, man. Oh my God, it was so vivid, man. It felt so real. Basically, man, in this vision, man, was crazy, man. So basically, I've been kind of having the same vision like over before. I couldn't really remember though, you know. And it's crazy because the same people were in it, man, you know, except for the end. Right, I wrote it down as soon as I woke up, man. The vision was just so crazy, and I believe I slightly woke up and I even went back in. I can't remember, but hey, man, this vision is so vivid, man. It was crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna title this one the Lord shall make enemies bow before thy feet, something along those lines, man. Okay, so basically, man, this vision, I'm always having trouble in the flesh, like with bullies, in my vision, this particular vision. I never had a bully in real life or anything, right? But this one it was like a post-apocalyptic type of movie, man, and it felt like a movie. It felt so damn real, man. So basically, this dude has just been fucking with me, man. You know what I'm saying? He just been messing with me like crazy, trying to get one over me. He kept trying to bully me, and every time I would retaliate and defend myself, it would get even worse. The punishments would get more worse, the pop-ups, okay? And particularly the dream started at, I got one over on him. I dodged him, I kept escaping him. And mind you, this whole dream, okay, this whole vision, right? I'm gonna call it a dream, I'm gonna call it a vision. This whole vision, all I had in the back of my head, or basically in my mind, was Yahweh Bashim Yeshai. That's all I could think about. Nothing else. Everything. My next move was always through Yahweh Bashim Yeshai, man. Go over this fence. Like, I just knew what to do every time to get away. That was, usually my dreams, I don't have that, but in this one I did. Okay. Long story short, man, I got away. I remember I hopped over a fence, and I can tell the dream was post-apocalyptic because there's no one else around. Just always us. Always us. The bullies, right? He had a couple of men with him, he had a couple of men with him, and then he had a couple of men with him and himself, right? And I kept getting away. I just knew where to go. I knew the cracks and crevices, hop through houses, over fences, right? It was a post-apocalyptic dream, man. There was no one else, no police, no civilians, nothing, man. It was always us and an abandoned place, and I had to get away. Long story short, I got away from him the first time, and the second time was him chasing me, and I knew this time it was gonna be serious, like life or death for real, because I could feel it. Yahweh Shemishai gave me like senses, man. I could feel it, gave me senses, right? And basically what had happened was, I seen him. He had a gun, right? And also he had an old friend with me, man. With him, Slack. He had an old friend with him, okay? And I remember this particular friend because his friend has actually been in my dreams before, all right? I'm gonna just say his name. His name was Patrick, his name was Patrick. And I know his last name too, but I ain't gonna say it. But the dude's name was Patrick. He was basically an Edomite, okay? A Polish Edomite, man, okay? Long story short, man, the dude, I got away the second time, man, okay? And this time it was harder, just every time I got away, it kept getting harder and harder to get away, but I still knew how to get away, and that's how I even got Ghost Rider on the screen, man. This is vengeance, this dude was trying to just mess with me, man, So long story short, it came down to the incident, and he got me cornered, man. He got me cornered, and I fought for my life, Boom, boom, I'm fighting, And I believe my cousin, okay, mind you, my cousin this whole time, he's an unbeliever, man, okay? I've told him the truth many times on different occasions, all right? He sees what I do, he knows I go out to teach, all that, okay? And he's the same one, okay? I don't know if you guys be watching the clips, but when I reference, oh, this is gonna happen in our lifetime, okay? I'm referencing him, man, because he always says that, I'm not always, but he said it once, okay? he's the one that said that to me. He's like, oh, this ain't gonna happen in our lifetime. So he's a not a big time unbeliever. You know, he believes somewhat of it, but he's still an unbeliever. He came to my aid, man. Okay, and he also brought a gun. You know, this is the modern day. This is no sword, no bow and arrows. No, man, this is all gunplay. You know, and the dude, you know, I ended up getting one over it on him, and my old friend, right, the Polish Edomite, right, he's basically my acquaintance in the world, man, but we grew up together, you know what I mean? He basically recruited him to his side, okay? He recruited him to his side, okay? Mind you, my cousin came to my aid at the very last second, okay? Y'all Bashim Shah send me some cavalry, okay? Came to my aid at the very last second, all right? This dream's at the top of my head. I wrote it down, but if I need to refer, I'll go back, okay? This dude, okay, came, you know, we got face to face and everything, and I can't remember what was said. At the time when I was dreaming, I remembered everything that was said, but I can't remember it, you know, after the dream, you know, I can't really remember. Anyways, I ended up killing him, man, okay? I had no choice, you know, I had to defend myself, you know, it was a situation where I couldn't talk him out of it. I know I tried to talk him out of it in the dream, you know, trying to get away still, you know. If I'm trying to get away from you, I'm trying to avoid all confrontation, you know. If that was the case, I could have just killed dude, you know, but I always try to avoid the confrontation. That's me in real life, you know, right? I don't know what I'm capable of, but I avoided him, man. And it got to a point where at this time it was face-to-face battle type of thing, you know. And I remember I had to shoot him in the head. I just went for the straight kill. I didn't shoot him in the leg. I didn't shoot him in the arm. I just killed him once, just one shot to the head, you know. One shot to the head, and that was it, man. And I was like, you know, it is what it is, because at this point, bro, I'm trying to avoid all confrontation. You keep coming at me, bullying me, trying to hurt me, kill, and it got to the point you tried to kill me. He wanted to kill me, wanted my head, you know? And long story short, my cousin came to my aid. He brought a gun. I used that gun and, you know, put him down, you know? So I'm going to go back to what I wrote down. All right? And basically, word got out, and his older brother came, and his older brother was way more grooser, more tougher, wanted to beat me and everything, man. You know what I mean? He wanted to beat me and everything, okay? I'm going to refer back to this. I'm going to read whatever I got, all right? Testimony of thy enemies before thee, okay? Yeah, our enemies shall bow before thee. That's basically what I'm going to call it, man, all right? Since I was having troubles in the flesh, okay, with my enemies, and they would always bully me and mess with me. And it got to the point where I got one over on the dude. I prevailed in a fight, many fights at that. And he had called his big brother, who in return brought a friend who turned out to be one of my former friends, right? The Polish Edomite guy, right? Since I went to school with for many years, and they kept messing with me hard, beating me and everything, okay? Right. So I'm going to get to the second part of the dream. Now, the second part of the dream, his brother, I had an accountant, but I also avoided trouble with his brother, okay, the first time. Okay, and this is where I knew, like, the dream was post-apocalyptic, because the house that we were in, okay, this is the final showdown, basically, of the movie, you know what I'm saying? You know how the movie comes to the final showdown, the climax. We were in the final climax, man, okay? And basically what happened was we were in an empty house, but we could still cook, and, you know, we still do our thing, but the house is just empty, no furniture, dull of life. You could feel the dream was just dull. It was just eerie and dull, man, but intense, you know, survival at that, you know, and that's what it was, right? So basically we ended up getting to the point where, you know, my cousin, right, my cousin's with me in the dream now, you know, he's with me, you know, he's like, hey, man, at this point, you know, these dudes are gonna keep coming for you. I got your back at any point, man, like, if they try and kill you and all that. And at some point, man, it felt like my cousin was like my protector, you know, because he was older than me. I felt like I was kind of younger in the dream too, like my high school days, you know, because I was in the truth in high school, right? And I was much younger, man. I could feel it in the dream. I was much younger, but still capable of, like, holding my own type of thing, you know what I mean? Right? But the Lord still sent me back up, you know. I was clearly having trouble in the flesh. I was outnumbered. It was just me alone against, like, 5 other guys, you know. And mind you, in the first encounter with his brother, I killed his brother's friends, and I killed his brother, okay? Right? So I slain all of them, man, okay? Also, my friend, he got away, and I'm pretty sure my friend went to go tell the big brother, you know, in retaliation. His brother came. It ended up getting to the point where it was a final showdown, and it was me, my cousin, the Polish Edomite guy, okay, and then his big brother. And his big brother came and said, the only reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is because you killed my brother, you know. It was clearly clear his brother had more morality, you know. He didn't want to do what he did, but hey, man, you killed my brother, I want to retaliate. That's what his brother was basically into. And I explained to him, and I'm like, dude, your brother is a freaking demon, you know. That's what I'm trying to tell him. I'm like, your brother's a demon. He's the one that kept trying to mess with me. You know, I'm minding my own business. I'm just doing what I do. I'm in my prayers, you know. I'm doing my thing, man. And the dude keeps trying to mess with me. He comes for me, trying to kill me. He's the one raining havoc on my life. You know what I mean, right? And I'm telling him, I'm trying to explain this to him, right? I'm trying to explain this to him and all that, okay? And I'm trying to tell him that I'm trying to avoid your brother, you know, at all costs. You know, I'm literally rehearsing every event before everything happened, because in the dream I remember everything, right? And it's kind of funny because the old dreams was linked to this one. I can remember the dude, his brother kept trying to always get me, man. Always trying to mess with me. Always trying to, you know, torture me and hurt me for no reason. He was just one of those spirits created for vengeance. You know those spirits, man? He was one of those spirits. And I'm like, dude, he was always bigger than me, stronger than me, but I could tell I had some sort of spiritual power, man, because I was a small dude, right? I'm small, right? Not as physically strong. He was towering over me. He felt like he was a good, like, 6'1", you know? Every time I encountered the dude, right? And I'd always, if he got into hand-to-hand combat, I would beat him up. Like, literally, I beat the shit out of him. Like, beat him up. You know, got over him. Not trying to brag or anything, but I'm just saying, all right? And his friends too. It was just me alone, and it was like, you know, the Lord said we shall put many to flight. You know, one of you shall put 1,000 to flight. You know, and that's what happened. There was only 5, 6 of them, including the guy's little brother. So I'm explaining to him and telling him, and he at first he's taking it in. You know, he's taking it in, and he's like, yo, this guy, he sees like a genuine guy. Like he doesn't seem like he caused trouble. And mind you, this whole dream, I had no weapons, man. I always had, like, someone come to my aid and give me a weapon. That's tell you, man, I'm just doing my own thing. I'm trying to always avoid confrontation. I don't want to fight or to kill anyone, right? Then I'm getting to the point, he's like, nah, I still got to do this, man. You killed my brother. And my cousin pulls out his gun, and the guy pulls out his gun, right? And my Polish friend is standing in the back the whole time. He's just taking in the whole thing, right? He's like, because he didn't say one word, man. He's like, yeah, this guy's, you know, he's telling the truth, like, but he didn't admit it. He wanted to see me die, you know. I could tell he had vengeance as well against me, right? So I'm just like, god damn, like, something's gonna happen, man. I'm like, it's gonna go down, man, right? And my cousin, I can't remember what my cousin said, but he was talking to in the background, right? But anyways, I told him, like, dude, just shoot him. I told him that, you know. The spirit hopped me to say, just shoot him. I'm like, shoot him. You know how it goes in the movies, right? It's like, shoot him, just do it, shoot him, right? And they're just pointing the gun at each other, staring at each other, and then ended up, I remember, my body visual went into the third person visual on my cousin, and my cousin spared him. He shot him in the leg. He split his leg into two, right? Shot his leg into two, man. You know how someone breaks their leg into two? My cousin shot him real bad in the leg, right? It was in the shin, matter of fact, right? And the Polish Irish guy just standing I remember he was standing in the right side, right? The whole entire time, just taking in the whole damn thing, right? And I could tell he had hatred towards me for no reason. I don't know what had happened, but he had hatred and vengeance toward me the whole time, right? He wanted to see me perish, man. But the Lord had my back. The whole entire dream, all I could think about was Yahweh Shimi Shai. All I could think about was Yahweh Shimi Shai. All I could think about was Yahweh Shimi Shai. Every move was made through Yahweh Shimi Shai. Literally, man, every freaking move I made was through Yahweh Shimi Shai. He gave me everything, you know. He gave me the cavalry. If I didn't have the cavalry, I would slip and slither through every situation unscathed, no marks, you know. But they would try and beat me up, and you know, they get a 1-2 hit in me, you know. End up getting shot, okay. And this is months passing. We take him into captivity, right? Because you know, we can't let him go, right? We can't let him go because he might heal and try and come back and kill me. You know what I'm saying? So what is it called? I think yeah, it fast forwarded, man. It was to the end now, right? And I remember, man, shout out to the brother Shamak, all right, one of the fellow brothers, man, sincere brother, well-known brother, man, all right. He came with a bunch of other Akims, man, okay? There were a bunch of Judites. I can't remember who the rest were, but Shamak, his face stood out because I went up right into his face, and it was just undeniably Shamak, man, you know? his beard was much more less. He had less beard, but you could see it was like, it was kind of shaven off, not balded, but it was like low. You know, his beard was lower, and he came. I could tell it was like the end of the dream too, because it was like a celebration. Like, he's like, brother, you survived all this, man. And he cooked the whole gang, man. My cousin was there too, and I could tell my cousin started to believe, right? He started to see. He's like, damn, cousin, like all the things you told me about the truth, and you have all the protection. Like, you know, you're getting protected. You're getting through every situation, no matter what. You know, and he's sitting there, and this dream, the end of the dream took place in my pops' old place, right? But it was a little more rearranged. But it was like falling. You know, like in the summertime, how the sky is blue at nighttime and the sun's going down. That's what it was. The windows open, the breeze is coming. I felt the whole entire vibe, right? The whole entire vibe, man. All right. And basically what had happened was Shamak was just talking, man, motivational. He was just going in, right? Going in, man. He was getting me in the spirit even more. I could feel it intense more and more. My spirit was just going more and more and more and more and more. Stronger and stronger, man. He was just talking, you know, and I can't remember everything he said. Again, in the dream, I can remember everything he said, right? Because he said at the time. But I can remember he said some lines of, he's like, man, you try to kill my brother, right? He's referring to me, right? Because, you know, we're brothers, man. You know, not in mother to father, but, you know, in the spirit, man. We're brothers, right? And Samak was like, you try to kill my brother? Do you know who he is? Like, I could tell he was like, in the dream, it felt like we were men of the Lord, man. We were protected. We knew we were protected. You know, it felt like something out of, you know, straight out the scriptures, man, being protection, that hedge. And Shamak's like, you try to kill my brother? Do you know who he is? Do you know how strong this man is? You try to touch this man? You know, he was talking in that sense, you know? He's like, do you know how strong this man is? Right? You know, he's like, do you know how strong this man is? This is a man of the Lord. You don't ever touch this man. And the dude's on his knees. The big brother's on his knees, right? He's at his mercy, right? He has a chain on his right leg because his left leg got blown the hell off, you know, from the incident. And he had no shirt on. He had gray sweats. This is how detailed the dream is, man. I can remember. The table was even burgundy, dark burgundy. My cousin was wearing the same fit the last time I seen him in, right? He was wearing a fluffy white sweater. It was kind of like an angelic scene, right? He was like, and that's to show you, the Lord can put him in any other color, but he was wearing white, which white represents purity, holiness, and glory. And that's what my cousin was wearing. His head was buzz cutted. He was sitting at the table, and he was always quiet. He only spoke when he needed to speak, you know? And that's to show you, when someone does that, they're learning from you, okay? So that's what he was doing. And the other brothers, I think it was 3 other brothers, but the other brother wasn't in the scene, right? Shamak came with 3 other brothers. And basically the 2 other brothers were sitting at the front, you know? Well formatted, man, right? The one brother was sitting at the one seat table, right? The whole table was connected. It was a square table, and it had at each side of the table it had 2 chairs, and the 2 brothers were sitting at the front. Shamak was in the kitchen whipping it up, and he's just whipping while he's cooking and making the pizza, you know. While he's cooking and making the pizza, he's just talking about the glory that we have and the power that we have, and he was talking, you know, just speaking greatly of me, you know. And my cousin was just sitting there listening. And then, man, this scene, bro, oh my God, this scene was just so powerful, man. Like, it just makes me want to just, you know, oh man, it was just so powerful. So Mark was just talking basically about me. And I look back at the dude, right, the big brother guy, you know, whose little brother I had to slay. He was on his knees, and he was just looking, man. He was kept looking at Shamak, and he was bowing down type of thing, just looking at Shamak, kept looking. He's like, I'm sorry, I had to, like, basically he had to avenge his brother. He was basically saying, and Shamak was just going in. So Shamak made us pizza, basically for our final feast, right? It's basically celebrating. Shamak made us a cheese pizza, thick cheese, well done pizza, man. It was so, I can even taste it in the vision, man. That's how strong it was, man. And then he made a second. The cheese pizza was to the side, and we were eating the veggie pizza. The veggie pizza had like green peppers. That's all it had on it, and it was again like thick, cheesy, well done pizza, and it had veggies and I think onions on it. If I'm not mistaken, we're eating. And after Shamak was done his speech, we're like, call Allah, Yahweh Shemi Shai. and it just kept getting intense, and we were like, it was like, felt like we had the voice of an army, like, and it was only the four of us, right? Because Shamak was chanting, and then me, and I grabbed the screen door because the door was open, and I just started banging it. I was like, call Lord Shimmy shy, call Lord, and I just started banging it, and it just started getting intense and more intense. And I was just boom, 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 and we started, yo, and that was basically that part that ended that. And I started eating the pizza, and then Shamak started laughing. And he was like, he said something along this lines. He said something else in the dream, but I know he said something along this lines. And he looked at the guy on the floor. He's like, you live to see another day. You know, he started laughing. He's like, and he started cooking more. And that was it. And I looked at the guy, and then he started again. We were like, call, hello, yo, but shimmy on shy. You know how bears be at the camp, man. We thought we had the voice of an army. And I grabbed the screen door again. I started banging it, and I was eating my pizza at the same time. I started banging it. And then, lo and behold, my cousin, who's been an unbeliever for many years, he started chanting, man. Okay? He started chanting. He started clubbing with us. But he said lower, right? Because, you know, it's his first time. He started saying lower. He's like, call Loya Bashimil Shai. Call Loya Bashimil Shai. His eyes were closed, and he's just saying it. Call Loya Bashimil Shai. You know? And then my enemy, man, he started doing it. After all that we both went through, right? He tried killing me. He tried to avenge his brother. Okay, all that, and after all the controversy, after everything, okay, he's on the floor on his knees. Call Loya Bashimil Shai. And then we all started saying it. We literally all started saying it, man. Simultaneously, we all started saying, call Loya Bashimil Shai. Call Loya Bashimil Shai. The dream ended, man. The vision, it's like the vision. I don't like calling them dreams because it was a vision. You know, a dream's more of a fantasy, right? But this was a vision, man. So real, so powerful. I felt every ounce of energy in the dream. That's all I could feel, man, was the power of Yahweh Shemil Shai. All right. And again, man, you don't have to have physical spiritual power, but having the hedge of protection, that's spiritual power. All right. We do have spiritual power, man. I went into this many times, right? The spiritual power of, you know, the word, man, the word being over us, having the hedge protection, that's literally spiritual power, man. Literally, it's spiritual power. Okay? So, man, I'm gonna get a scripture, just one scripture, man. The dream was just so intense and powerful. You could feel it while you sleep, you know? Right? And it was just all symbolic, man. The dream was all symbolic. Everything, I paid attention to every detail, the clothes, the people, the enemies, the people I know, the scene, everything, man. Okay, it was all powerful, man. It was just all powerful, man. Okay. All right. Let me grab a scripture and I'll close out, man. But that's basically the vision, man. That's literally the vision. I just had to. I literally just woke up, man, and I just had to make that. All right. Okay, so this is Isaiah chapter 60 and verse I think it was Isaiah 60 and verse 14. Okay, Isaiah chapter 16 verse 60 verse 14. It says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. Okay, and mind you, the dude was not you know, he wasn't he wasn't a heathen. Okay, he was a Jake. Okay, he was an Israelite. Okay, the only person in the dream who, even the guys too, the little brother, obviously, you know, he's an Israelite, and his friends were all Israelites. Everyone was Israelites except the Polish Edomite. Okay, he was the only heathen, man. Okay, he was the only heathen. All right. It says, afflict thee shall come bending unto thee. Okay, that's our enemies. It said, and they shall, fuck it. It says, and all they that despise thee. Okay, again, these guys had a perpetual hatred and vengeance for me. I could feel it the whole entire dream, always trying to get me. And you know someone hates you, man. Well, you don't even retaliate. You know how you avoid. You're like, he's like, yeah, fight me. You know how the dreams of bullies be, and you're just like, bro, I'm not trying to fight you, bro. I'm just trying to go about my daily life. He just kept trying to, get at me, so he had vengeance towards me, man. All right, it says, shall bow themselves down to the soles of thy feet, and shall make, and shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion, the holy mountain, one of Israel. Okay, and it was so powerful. The whole thing was symbolic because at the end of the day, he acknowledged his wrong, forgave me for killing his brother, and reverenced our power, man. He reverenced Yahweh Shem Yashai. That just goes beyond the power of Yahweh Shem, not beyond Slakia. That just shows the power of Yahweh Shem Yashai, okay? It just shows the power, man. It was just, oh my God, man. The dream was just it felt so real. Every encounterment, me getting away, the speeches and everything, man, oh my God, man. It was crazy, This is Exodus chapter 23, verse 27. It says, I will send my fear before thee, and will destroy all the people to whom thou shalt come, and I will make all thine enemies turn their backs on thee. Okay? And that's basically it, man. That's basically the vision. Okay? Our enemies come before our feet. And after the dream, I remember literally the irreverence of Saul versus King David. The house of Saul versus the house of King David. Okay, house of King David representing Israel, and the house of Saul representing the 2/3. Okay, that's even happening now. Okay, with the camps and everything. Okay, but that's what it was, man. That's what it was. All right, the dude represented the house of Saul, and I represented the house of King David. I was always in the Lord. He was in the carnal aspect of 2/3, always trying to get one on you, trying to kill you, trying to beat you, trying to just get rid of you. He was a spirit of vengeance. All right, and I could tell his brother was different. The only reason why his brother came after me was because he wanted to avenge his brother. All right, not knowing the real person his brother was, but hey man, this video's gone long. All right, so Lord willing, you guys are edified, man, by the testimony. I'm gonna give all praise on the glory to Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh Shem Yashai. Double honor to those apostles of the great minister rule and taught me the truth, and a sincere salutation unto the brethren, pushing His words to truth, sincerity, risking their life for you to do so. Okay. Until next time, my kings, I'm gonna say shalom. All right, call halal, Yahweh Shem Yashai.